Hey, this is SavaniSis, this is Meenal,
And this is Kashmir.
and we are here to activate your Sukha, your inner joy. In today's video, we're going to talk about how you shouldn't believe in yourself, but you should love yourself first, then you'll believe in yourself. See you in a few. So Meenal, we've heard this old adage saying of believe in yourself. You gotta believe in yourself,
I've
right?
heard that so many times.
Right? In all the motivational videos, all the personal growth and spiritual growth lectures and retreats and podcasts and books and videos that we've read, especially in personal development, they always say you gotta believe in yourself, right? But how can you believe in yourself if you don't even love yourself? So I really honed in on the importance of that loving yourself is literally the key and the foundation to building your entire life and your identity and everything around it.
Self-love can come in many forms, such as self-acceptance, self-worth.
Self-worth, self-validation. Basically, you need to build yourself up. If you don't truly love yourself, then how can you believe in yourself? You wouldn't have the confidence to believe in yourself, because confidence actually came from loving yourself first. So really it comes down to loving yourself. If you haven't truly learned to love yourself first, then when you start to say affirmations on, I believe in myself, I can do it, you're just putting on these words on a band-aid, so to speak, and not really tackling and dealing with the root cause of the problem.
So what is the importance of loving yourself? Well, loving yourself is another term that you hear so many places. People just talk about it in a flippant way in conversation. You've just got to love yourself. Or sometimes on a video, it's all about self-love. What does it truly mean? Well, the first thing we think about is loving yourself is loving your physical body.
So we look in the mirror and we say, oh, I like the way my body looks and feels. I like my hair. So it's all physical things. I like my skin. You try and learn how to love yourself by first looking at your physical body and trying to look at the features that you appreciate.
But at a deeper level, loving yourself means loving all aspects, all parts of you, even the ones that you're not that happy with.
Ones that you're not so proud of, flaws that you might have, things that you may have criticized about yourself. Even loving those parts is very, very important.
Of course, when you love those parts of you that you're not so proud of, it doesn't mean that, okay, I'm going to love those parts and I'm not going to change. No, you may want to change and become better, but while you are in that personal or spiritual growth of change, you're also accepting where you are at that moment. That doesn't mean you don't want to change. It just means that you're okay with where you are right now, but you know that you're working towards becoming a better version of yourself. Knowing yourself is also forgiving yourself. When you've done something wrong, we've all done something wrong, and things that we regret so many times, you think, why did I do that? And it could be a big thing that you've done in life, something that you've said to someone. You have regret and guilt around, oh, I should have just not watched TV this evening. I should have
meditated instead, for example, or read a personal and spiritual growth book.
Did something more worthy with my time. You know, and we've been there so many times. But the true highest level of loving yourself is actually knowing that you are a part of the divine. You are made in the image and likeness of the divine. You are part of a bigger picture. You are connected to the universe, the universal source of energy. You're not just this physical body with these thoughts, this personality. You are part of the divine. So what does it mean not loving yourself? What are the signs that you want to look for? Now, we're not saying we 100% love ourselves either. We're not making it sound like we are perfect. In fact, everybody has a certain amount of not loving themselves to a certain extent. You can get the extremes where people do self-harm and they literally say, I hate myself. I can't stand myself. I can't stand to be in this body. And that's the extreme version. But otherwise, if you're not there, there'll be moments that you will not be loving yourself so much. And that stops you from doing things in your life, working towards your dreams, your goals, your desires. And that can hinder your pathway to success, or what you believe success is. So what are the signs? So the first one is self-talk. What are you saying to yourself? What do you say to yourself out loud or to others? And what do you say to yourself in your head? If you really pay attention, you'll notice that there are moments in the day that you might be saying something negative. So for example, if you've eaten something that you shouldn't have and you're trying to lose weight. So a lot of my patients and my clients say, I want to lose weight. I ask them, how do you feel when you know that you want to lose weight and the best thing wasn't to eat half that chocolate cake? How did you feel afterwards? The negative self-talk that follows afterwards is incredible. It's, I'm so bad. I shouldn't have done that. I'm pathetic. Look at me. I'm disgusting. Why did I just binge eat all that food? And that's the kind of talk that some people actually have, and it becomes such a norm that they don't even realize they're doing it. Or it could be subtle things like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That wasn't the right thing, or that's really embarrassing, or I shouldn't have said that to someone. Oh, that's so embarrassing. That's such a stupid thing to say. Why did I say that? It could be anything.
It's having self-awareness as well, to realize the kind of things that I say to myself. Like examples like, I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? Oh, I hate myself for doing this, or things like that. Not like I really hate myself, but I might have done something that I wish I did. I'm disappointed in myself, or I'm upset with myself because I'm like, I want to be disciplined, I want to be consistent. And if I fall off the bandwagon, for example, I get upset at myself because I want to get to the next level, and then I self-sabotage. I'm like, why did I do that? Come on, Kashmir, you know better than this.
And then you feel a bit down about it because you're having all this negative self-talk. The other one is people-pleasing. So we've kind of been there to a certain extent as well sometimes.
Yeah, I've been very aware of people-pleasing because when other people talk about how they've been people-pleasing, I can really relate to that because I was one of those people, and I'm trying to learn to set boundaries, basically.
Always worried about what other people are going to say.
Yes.
Rather than being really comfortable in your own skin and knowing that where I'm coming from is a place of love. When I say no, I'm coming from a place of self-love.
Yes.
And that is having respect and boundaries for yourself. And that's really important. So people-pleasing is another one. The other one that we also see is, which is probably an extreme example, is allowing others to treat you badly. And it could be a subtle thing, or it could be something as bad as abuse. Some people are in an abusive relationship, where the woman or the man is abused by their partner, and they almost accept it, that this is okay to be treated like this or spoken in this way, whether it's physical or emotional abuse. Even if they move away from their partner, they end up going back to that partner, or
they attract
another partner very similar because they haven't dealt with their internal issues and their self-love and self-respect and self-worth. Notice we're using different words. We're not just saying self-love, loving yourself, but that also ties in with self-worth and self-respect as well.
Yeah. And self-acceptance.
So it all ties in together. The other one, which kind of ties into negative self-talk, is putting yourself down. Sometimes you put yourself down. Be aware of these thoughts because sometimes they pass very quickly and you don't realize that you've been saying this, but it becomes so normal for you that you're not aware of it. Like we said in our previous video about awareness is so important because when you notice these things, you can then do something about it. Negative self-talk could be just putting yourself down for something. The last one I really wanted to mention was guilt. Have you noticed the number of times you could be feeling guilty? Guilt is a negative emotion. It's also tied in with not loving yourself and accepting where you are at that moment. So a guilt could be something so subtle. I'll give you an example, and this is what we've both experienced. We love our personal growth and spiritual growth. We love reading our books and doing the affirmations and doing the work to change. But sometimes we can become a little bit lazy. And maybe we could talk about this in another video because I'm sure we've all been there.
Yeah, definitely.
Where you become a bit lazy with your personal growth.
Complacent
and sometimes we will say, okay, we'll do this routine or ritual in the evening, which is for our personal and spiritual growth. And then we end up watching maybe a movie or just watching something quite informative on YouTube, but using that time to do that instead of something else. Or I was going to do an hour-long meditation and decided just to relax a little bit and not do it. And then before you know it, it's time for bed. Guilt comes into that, doesn't it?
Yes.
That, oh God, I feel so bad. I shouldn't have done that. I should have stopped watching what I was watching. It's not that important. And I should have done something. But there's a should have done. I should have done this. I should have done that. And feeling that guilt around it. And, you know, this is a mild form of guilt, but some people carry guilt for the rest of their lives of something that they've done in the past, or they feel they haven't looked after somebody enough, or they haven't done enough for someone. And they're carrying this guilt in their shoulders all day long, and they don't even realize it, because again, it's felt like this has become the norm. That's also part of self-love as well, is when you're feeling guilty all the time, or you notice that you're feeling guilty and you're putting yourself in situations where you could feel guilty, then that means that you've probably been carrying this guilt around for a long time without realizing. But once you become aware, you can do something about it. So what do we do about self-love? There's tons of videos out there.
Yeah.
But self-love is a journey. It's a process. You don't just wake up one morning and you're loving yourself straight away. You might get glimpses of it, but you're not going to be there straight away. So it's a process, it's a journey, but really it's a true discovery of who you really are, which is part of the divine. If you are part of the divine, that's just pure love, pure vibration. And that's what self-love journey is truly about. That's what we're ultimately aiming for.
Like Abraham Hicks said, your purpose in life is literally to know who you truly are. That's the whole point we manifested on planet Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Is to know who we really are, which is literally...
Because we're always talking about what's my purpose? What am I here for? Our true purpose, our deep down true purpose is that. Along the journey, you may encounter success in your work, in your career, in your relationships, but ultimately that is your true purpose, discovering who you really are. And how do you progress in this journey of self-love? What are the tools and the techniques? Well, we've shared so many in these videos.
In all of our videos.
Yeah,
check
affirmations,
them out.
mirror work, meditation,
journaling,
scripting. There's just so many things that you can do. There's things that we've actually missed out. Things that you might be doing, which we'd love for you to share. But that's all part and parcel of the process. It's really doing the inner work. So the final message in this video is what we want to remind you and remind ourselves is who we truly are. And that's not our personality.
That's not our caste, our creed, our ethnicity, our worldly identities.
We're not even our thoughts. We are pure love, pure positive vibration, part of the divine, the unconditionally loving divine.
So I hope that was a cute little inspiration for you, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.